Hello everyone, welcome to John D. Andrini Field here on a sunny, perfectly calm evening for a baseball game. Set up really well here tonight as the Kiski Cougars will take on Altoona High School. I think they're... On the mound tonight will be Nate Manko. Behind the plate, Ben Crew. Over at first, we have, who is that over there? That's Austin Gaston. The Kohut twins at short and second. We have Thomas Sally over here at the third base position. In left, Griffin Donahue. Out in center, Ryota Mogi. And in right field, Joey Chappie. DHing tonight will be Caleb Leachock in position of Nate Manko.
Number 6, Griffin Donahue at left. Number 2, Ryota Mogi at center. Number 3, Joey Chappie at right. Behind the plate, we have Ben Crew. And on the mound, we have the right-handed pitcher, Nate Manko, number 6.
From Freeport, PA. Is that where he's from, Freeport?
A native of Freeport, PA, he enjoys getting hit in the neck with
Where's the cross balls?
Top of the batting order for the Mountain Lions, we have number 3, Owen Kravitz.
Owen Kravitz leading off for the Mountain Lions of Altoona. Nate Manko again on the mound for Kiski. Goes with the off-speed pitch to start the game for a ball one. Want to know the count to Kravitz. He checks on that one, but they call it a low ball for a 2-0 count to number 3, the leadoff hitter for Altoona. Manko delivers it, and a shot out to left and foul out of play. Kravitz sitting on the fastball, able to pull it. That'll make the count 2-1. Off-speed pitch up above the head. Makes it a 3-1 count to the leadoff hitter for Altoona. No outs here in the top of the first. Nice off-speed pitch from Nate. Has Kravitz out in front of it. 3-2 the count. Goes fastball low for ball 4, and that'll put the leadoff runner on first base with no outs.
Up next to the mountain lions, we have number 4, Matt Hartman.
Hartman? Hartman. Matt Hartman, excuse me. Matt Hartman now at bat. Number 4, the number 2 hitter is Kravitz on first, takes a lead. Manko's going to check him. Delivers it home for ball 1. Oh, strike up across the letters. 0-1 the count. And ball 1 high. Count goes to 1-1. He checks the runner again back at first. Kravitz was leaning a little bit like he was going to go, so we'll see what they do here. See how aggressive they are on the bases here tonight. Runner goes. Hit and run. It's popped up in the air. It's going to be near the dugout. And Thomas Sally with a nice catch as he ran out of space here just below the press box for the first out of the inning for the Cougars. Runner needed to check back into first base, so he stays on first as the number 3 hitter comes to the plate, number 18.
Next for Altoona, we have number 18, Ian Young.
Ian Young. He looks at ball 1 high, up around the eyes. Count 1-0 with 1 out here in the top of the first. Coach Mustader decides to have a word with the infield. I'm going to mute my mic here while they talk about. So after a short strategy session at the mound, the count is 1-0 to Ian Young. Yeah, just the app crashes. Yeah, so I don't know if it's, I don't know what causes that.
Behind the plate, we have number.
Stream may have crashed on you. Joey Chappie able to catch the last out as it was fouled up, out of play down the right field sideline to get the Cougars out of the top of the first inning. So they'll go to bat here against an Altoona squad. Warming up, we'll be right back. Leading off for the Cougars, number 2, Ryota Mogi, the center fielder, taking on the pitcher for Altoona, Jake Stolorski, number 20, on the mound. We'll see what the Cougars can do to get on base here in the bottom of the first inning. High across the eyes of Ryota Mogi for ball 1. Takes a cut. It's strike 1. Count 1-1 to Mogi. And looks at strike 2. Caught the outside corner of the plate. Mogi behind in the count, 1-2. Off speed. Looks like a knuckleball. 2-2. Delivers it to the mound. And the first out of the inning. From Ryota Mogi. Hit to Stolorski, the pitcher. Now at bat, Ben Crew looks at ball 1 at his first at bat this evening. Ball 2 caught in the dirt. 2-0 the count to Ben Crew, the catcher for the Cougars. And the umpire awards him a strike on that call across the knees. 2-1 the count with 1 out to Crew. Down the first base side, and racing over is the first baseman to get Crew out at first base for the second out of the inning.
Up next for your Kiski Cougars, we have number 5, Corbin Kohut.
Corbin Kohut steps into bat in the third spot with 2 outs and nobody on. Off-speed pitch. Looks like it was a bit outside. Corbin takes this one, puts it into left. Oh, it's all the way in the gap. Center fielder can't get to it. And Corbin standing up at second with the double. Feel a little bit of 2-out lightning here in the bottom of the first. We'll see what the Cougars can do with it as Austin Gaston steps in the cleanup position with a runner in scoring position. Nice hit by Corbin. I'm not sure the outfield tracked that all that well. I didn't either. It looked like it went to left field. Left fielder was reacting like he was underneath it, but I don't think he saw it. So it finds its way in the gap, which is the sun's coming from the opposite direction, so I'm not sure what they were having trouble reading. But the sunlight's definitely playing a factor. Anyways, Austin Gaston at the plate. Corbin, a generous lead off a second. Austin looks at ball 1, down around his ankles. 1-0 the count. Looked like the pitch he wanted just a little bit late. 1-1 in the count to number 10. Ball 2 down low again. 2-1 in the count. 2 outs. Kohut still standing out there on second with a generous lead. Gaston pokes at it and puts it down into the trees along the right field sideline. Count is 2-2 with 2 outs to Austin. Puts it up the middle. That's going to be an attempt. Center fielder can't scoop it, and that'll score the first run for the Kiski Cougars. RBI for Austin Gaston. And the Cougars go up 1-0 against Altoona. Now stepping in the DH spot is Caleb Leachawk, with Gaston standing on first base. And 2 outs to the Cougars. Big cut for strike 1 from Caleb. Had a big triple late in the last game here at the home. Looks at ball 1 up around the eyes. 1-1 the count to Leach. And that's a strikeout. Thrown out by the catcher at first base. Will take us into the second inning. Not before the Cougars draw first blood here this evening. Making it 1-0 off the bat of Austin Gaston. Manco will head back out for the start of the second inning here at Andrini Field. Starting off the second, Manco with a strike 1. 0-1 in the count to number 10 of Altoona. That one's out to right. It's going to drop in front of Chappie. Able to scoop it up and quickly get it in and hold the runner at first base. Nice little base hit, single for number 10. Now at bat number 16, the catcher. Jake Hunter, number 16.
He's number 6.
Runner goes up high. They throw it out. And the throw down to second, not in time from Crew. It was a ball. Ball high. Ball one. This one's hit a mile. Mogie's out for it. Going to go to 3. Doesn't hit the cutoff man. And it'll advance the runner on the sacrifice fly to left center field. Runner on third base with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Mountain Lions send number 11 up to bat. Braden Birchfield. Off-speed pitch hit to second base. Thrown out at the first. And the runner will score, making it 1-1. Altoona able to get their first run on the board of the night and tied up here in the top of the second. 2 outs and number 20 heading to the plate. Not sure of his name or what it is. This is the pitcher, Jake Stolorski. I was giving Cronin a hard time for missing the announcement. I knew who it was. Off-speed pitch makes it a 1-1 count to Stolorski, the pitcher. Manko goes off-speed again. Out in front of it was Stolorski. 1-2 the count with 2 outs here in the top of the second. It's popped up out to right field. Joey Chappie underneath it. And he's able to glove it down to get the Cougars. And Nate Manko out of the inning. Got to wake up the bats here in the second, see what they can do. Left fielder Griffin Donahue steps into bat for Kiski to start off the bottom of the second. All tied up at 1 as Stolorski still on the mound. Ball 1 inside across the knees to Griffin. 1-0 the count. Ball 2, 2-0 the count. Another low ball down around the shins. Awkward bounce on the third baseman. See if he can make the throw. Griffin not able to beat the throw. Nice play by the third baseman. Off of the awkward hop to still get that throw off in time. Third baseman Thomas Sally up to bat with 1 out. And the count empty. He looks at strike 1. Off-speed pitch. Chases that breaking ball in the dirt. 0-2 the count to Sally. Looks that ball off down around the knees. Just on the edge of being a strike, I think. 1-2 the count. Ball 2 outside. Two and 2 delivery from Stolorski. Puts that one in the dirt, and the count goes full for Thomas Sally. He goes hard with the fastball, trying to blow it past Thomas. Sally not there, as Sally foul it back into the cage. And he looks at ball 4. Nice at bat from Sally, battling back in that count to get a walk, as number 3, Joey Chappie, steps up to the plate for his first at bat this evening. Runner on first, 1 out, and the right fielder, Chappie, at the plate. Sally gets a standard lead. They decide to check it over to first base as Sally dives back in. Back out there with a 7-foot lead. Chappie looks off. Ball 1 up across the letters. 1-0 the count as Stolorski in the stretch checks on Sally at first. Delivers to the plate. Chappie puts it in play. Double play ball. Out at second base. Chappie now at first. And Garris Kohut steps up to the plate. 2 outs, Chappie on first. The Mountain Lions not able to turn the double play. Nice break up by Sally on the slide. But Chappie gets caught sleeping at first base, and he's picked off, and that'll end the inning and take us into the top of the third. One and one as Nate Manko will head back out to the mound to start the Cougars off in the third. leagues away. Ryan Reeves. He was at least an enforcer for the playoffs, I thought. No, but if the Flyers got out of hand. But we got Alexiak now. Starting off the top of the third, ball one from Nate Manko.
Automatic plus 2 that scale.
Ball two outside, 2-0 the count to the leadoff batter, number 5. Looks at ball 3 down around the knees. And they call that one ball 4. So on 4 straight pitches, Manko walks the leadoff batter. Now back to the top of the order for Altoona.
Top of the batting order for Altoona with number 3, Owen Kravitz.
Kravitz steps into the batter's box.
The ball's still in my hand. Didn't drop it this time.
Decides to pretend to bunt. Pulls it back. 1-0. Pick off over to first base. To Kravitz with a runner on first. Inside, Kravitz spins out of the way for ball 3. And Nate tries a knuckleball high. So on 4 straight pitches, he walks the second batter of the inning to put runners on first and second. And the number 2 hitter, Matt Hartman. See if Nate can settle down here, get a strike here in this inning. And they call a balk on Manko. So that runners will go to second and third. I believe it was a ball. Not sure how that missed. It looked pretty close. Umpire didn't signal anything though, I didn't see. So I think it's 1-0. And that's a strike. Count 1-1. With runners in scoring position at second and third. Off speed. Ball 2. 2-1 the count. This one's put into play. It's out left. Griffin has it. Gets it into the cutoff man. They hold the runner at second. But the runner at third scores. Making it 1 in favor of the Mountain Lions.
Number 18, Inyo.
One out with a runner second. And a cleanup No, this is the number 3 batter. Cronin, number 3 batter.
I heard he was just had to take a moment to process.
Yeah, he's just processing over there.
I'm like a 1994 Dell computer.
Oh, okay.
A little slow.
That's what the brain power we're working with, a 94 Dell. That's what you want as a
I'm on 3 hours of sleep.
that's what you want as a wingman. Awesome. 2-0 the count. That ball drops in for a strike. 2-1 the count with 1 out and a runner at second. Number 18 Young at the plate. This one's put into play. Shot up the middle. That's going to score. Thrown in. Cut off by Gaston. And the shot up the middle by Young. RBI single for him. Makes it 3-1 in favor of the Mountain Lions.
Up next, Lions, we have number 13, John Ray.
John Ford.
Cordy at bat for the Lions. One out, runner at first, and an empty count for the cleanup hitter. Delivers it to the plate for a confident strike one. 0-1 the count. Cordy thought about letting that one hit himself in the face, but he backs out of the way. He battles that one out of play. 1-2 the count. Let's go Pens. Currently up 3-0 on the Flyers.
Good day here in Western Pennsylvania.
This one's put into play. Of it down, and that'll advance the runner to second. So runners at first and second.
Number 10, next up the bat, Adam Cizini.
Adam Cizigny. Zazini, I'm being told.
SISINI.
Looks at ball one.
I misspoke. I just missed it.
1-0 the count, 1 out. Pokes this one into play. Corbin not able to make a play on it. And the base will be loaded with number 16 here. Manco delivers off speed. And just a bit outside. 2-1 the count. Ball outside. Crew able to knock it down and save the pass ball. 3-1 with 1 out. Coach tells Hunter he's looking for a fastball, so drop a beach ball in there for him. And Nate throws it high for ball 4, and he'll walk that run in. 4-1 the score as Coach Colella will come out to the mound. And Birchfield will wait his turn to bat here in the bottom, or excuse me, the top of the Birchfield at the plate with an empty count and 1 out, and the base is loaded. So we'll see how much the Cougars can do to avoid too much damage here this inning, as they are in a rough spot. Ball 1 on the dirt. To his first base coach. Coach doing a good job to get in front of that one. Knock it down. Make the play. 1-1 the count. Looks at 2. 1-2 the count. Puts it in play off of Gaston down the first base side. And Garris Kohut will run it in. Altoona adds 1 more to their total, 5-1 here. Bases stay loaded for the pitcher, Stolorski. 1 out. Manko just misses inside. 1-0 the count to Stolorski. Drops in that breaking ball for strike 2, or strike 1, excuse me, on pitch number 2. 1-1 the count with 1 out. Ball inside. 2-1 the count. Tight strike zone here tonight. Stolorski, excuse me, takes a big cut at it for strike 2. 2-2 the count.
Yeah, you didn't even need me to make that.
I didn't need Cronin to make that mistake for me. Got in the way on that one. We'll see if Nate might have to do it himself to get out of this inning. See if we can strike out Stolorski here. And he does for the 2nd out of the inning.
Now at the bottom of the batting order for the Mountain Lions, we have number 5, Cody Becker.
Come on now, expect some NyQuil.
2 outs, bases loaded. Number 5 steps into the box. Fouled back over the concession stand. Ball 1, 1-1 with 2 outs. Up across the eyes of number 5. This one's put into play. It's out to Ryota Mogi, who's playing deep enough to just settle up underneath it and get the Cougars out of the inning. Not before the Lions score 4 and make it 5-1. there's part of me though, it's like, let's play Washington and embarrass them yet again. Yeah. It always feels so good when we can, feel bad about them. My favorite time this year was when we held up 1 Ovechkin and played this game. Congrats to games and Ball one to start third. Play down the third base.
Now back to the top number for the Kiski Cougars, we have number 2, Ryota Mogi.
Ryota Mogi stepping in to bat. The third base line is the line stand, and that's where that's at. Third base. Mogi steps in with 1 out. Stolorski has to step off, a bug in his face. Ball 1 inside. Ball 2 down in the dirt. 2-0 the count to Mogi, the leadoff batter for the Cougars. Takes a cut at this one. It's down the first base line and out of play. Two and one the count to Mogi. 1 out. He's swinging on strike 2. 2-2 the count. Puts this one into play off the glove of the third baseman. Oh, he's going to go for 2. Don't know if that's a good idea. And they throw him out at second. So off the glove of the third baseman.
Number 13.
Goes out of play, but Mogi's thrown out at second base by, I believe, the shortstop. Up to bat, Ben Crew. Crew looks at ball 1 with 2 outs. Strike 1 to Crew, 1-1 the count. This one's down the first baseline. Pick up from the first baseman as he steps on the bag to end the inning for Kiski. So the Cougars will go into the 4th, trailing 5-1 to the Mountain Lions of Altoona.
Leadoff batter Kravitz leads ball one at the top of the fourth.
Mrs. Mustard, if you're watching, please remember not to mark Cronin. Manco puts ball two in the dirt.
Strike one delivered from Manco. With no outs and the leadoff batter up.
Back at the top of the order for the Lions. Off speed pitch. Flips it in there for strike two. 2-2 the count. And he gets him chasing on the off speed. Off the plate. Kravitz had to reach for it, not able to make contact, and goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. Hartman now up to bat in the 2 spot with nobody on and 1 out. Hartman fouls that one back. On the count to Hartman. Foul down the third base line and out of play.
0-2 the count.
And gets him with the off-speed pitch. Manco's going to do it all by himself here in the 4th. And now 2 outs.
Ian Young, number 3 hitter.
At bat currently with an empty count. He looks out at the mound for his first pitch.
Manco puts that one in the dirt. 1-0 to Young.
And that one over the head of Young on the off speed. 2-0 the count. Ball 3 in the dirt. So an early confidence that's in this inning changes to 3 straight balls from Manco. Young's going to be looking for the right pitch here with a hitter's count and 2 outs. Fastball right down the middle for him. 3-1. Looks like coach is going to give him the green light to swing. Off speed, just misses. A low and outside for ball 4, so he walks Young. And then a cleanup hitter will come to bat.
Up next, for the Mountain Lions, we have number 13, Cordy.
Cordy at bat with Young. Again, Cordy almost wants to get hit, but backs out of the box just in time. 1-0 count is what he faces. And strike 1 delivered from Manco. 1-1 the count with 2 outs. Up around of number 13. On the count. Manko looking to get out of this inning. Goes off speed in the dirt. Crew knocks it down, keeps it in front of him. Nice stop by Ben Crew. That makes it 3-1. So confident start to the inning. Manko getting into a little bit of trouble here late. And ball 4 down around the knees. Up now, the number third baseman, Sinisi.
We have number 10, Adam Sinisi.
Sinisi with 2 on and 2 outs. Off speed, drops it in for strike 1, 0-1 the count.
Zach, I'll take you on, boy.
Starting to get a little chillier out here tonight as the sun goes down.
Slovenian.
Outside, almost gets Sinisi to chase it. He does not. He's able to lay off it with a 1-1 count now in front of him. Off-speed pitch. It's going to be a blooper out to right. And nicely tracking that down is Garris Kohut at second base. So the Cougars able to keep the Lions scoreless despite having 2 on. And they'll head into the bottom of the 4th, looking to cut into that 4-point lead of the Lions. Up first for the Cougars is number 5, Corbin Kohut. Out to the center
Field, the middle for an opening hit leadoff.
Ball 1 in the dirt to Gaston. Kohut's going to run him. And the throw's off target. He slides in safe at second. Nice heads-up play by Corbin. Although taking a risk. Able to make it work for him. as he stands on second, and Gaston with a 1-0 count against him. Gaston fouls this one back into the backstop for a 1-1 count.
Hey, you're good. No one. You're good.
Thrown out into center field, and Corbin decides to stay at second base. One and one the count to Gaston at the plate.
He's right.
Off-speed pitch in the dirt. Kohut stays put as the catcher keeps it in front of him. And the count goes 2-1 as the catcher will take a visit to the mound. Gaston with a 2-1 count. Looks out to Stolorski. It's put in play towards the third baseman. Doesn't scoop it. Shortstop. Gaston, there's a little bit of confusion. Gaston safe at first after the mishandle by the third baseman, not able to do or die it. And that advances the runner, Kohut, to third. So runners on the corners and at the plate, DH, Caleb Leachok. So the Cougars with an opportunity here, no outs, as they're starting to make the lines a little bit nervous. Ball one to Leachok. Want to know the count.
And then I told him it was mine. He's like, oh no, I bought that. I'm like, okay, Jim, where'd you buy it? He couldn't tell me. He's like, I can't remember, but I know I bought this.
Well, you know, that's what I always said.
Strike one to Leachok. 1-1 the count. Corbin trying to be menacing on the bases, gets a huge lead off of third and makes Stolorski think about it. Steps off the bag. Nobody's checking him at third, so he's got to be careful here though on the base pads. Gaston more hesitant over at first base. Ball two low. 2-1 the count.
You went over there because I shouted it out.
Another box area, and you had the separate weights, and you were selling this for 50 cents a piece. I'm like, are you going to throw those in since I bought it? He's like, no, you made me buy them for. He had like 4 extra weights, and I spent another 2. Hell yeah.
Leachok takes a big cut for strike two. 2-2 the count. And runners still in the corners.
Come on, Leachok. He wouldn't even budge on the price.
They call it strike 3 inside on Leachok, so he goes down looking.
Up next for the Cougars, number 6.
Although he thought it was a little too far inside.
He waited a while.
Yeah, the umpire wasn't sure on that one. Leachok jumped out of the way, so he wasn't. I think it made him think what he saw. But Griffin Donahue steps in with 1 out. Ball low. 1-0 the count to Donahue.
What kind of food do they have up there?
Hot dogs.
That's it? Just hot dogs?
Hot dogs. They might have a hamburger or something.
Griff steps out of the box, trying to break up Stolorski's rhythm a little bit.
We need a food here so we can call over.
Headquarters.
Yes, just look at it.
Kohut on third doing his best to break up the rhythm as well. He puts another one in the dirt for a 2-0 count against Griff.
One out in the bottom fourth. One in play, drops it to the first baseman. Coach starts thinking about sending Gaston, and Austin scores, making 5-2. There's that one to the board off of the bat of Griffin Donahue, now standing at first with an RBI single. Runners at first and second. After a short conference at the mound with Stolorski, Thomas Sally stepping into the box for the Cougars. Runners on first and second with 1 out and a chance to cut into that Mountain Lion lead.
Hey, you're good. You're good.
Strike one to Thomas Sally.
0-1 the count with 1 out.
Need anything?
Hey, you're good. You're good.
Breaking ball in the dirt. Nice glove by the catcher. Keep that one in front of him. 1-1 the count to Sally.
Hey, nobody. Nobody. Take a step. Take a step.
Me and you were like up there.
Take another one.
You got 1 year on me.
Ball in the dirt. Nice block by the catcher. Hunter keeps it out in front of him. So the runners stay put. 2-1 the count.
Do you remember when they did that article and they had the top 10?
Austin Gaston at second and Griffin Donahue standing on first for the Cougars. Sally looks out to the mound and waits on the delivery from Stolorski.
Nobody.
And then number 12 would have been Christian.
Ball inside.
And then
3-1 the count.
13 would have been Jim Paul and I would.
Coach has Sally looking for the right pitch as the hitter count is in Sally's favor.
You good? Are you good?
All those guys.
Ball 4 low. He walks him. So Stolorski having a little bit of trouble here on the fourth with the bases now loaded. And big Joey Chappie steps up to bat with an opportunity to do some damage for the Cougars.
Single scores you too, buddy.
Nice eye by Joey looking off that first pitch. Up around the helmet. 1-0 the count.
You're a freshman in graduate school.
Big cut from Chappie. 1-1 the count. That one in the dirt. Another nice block from the catcher, avoiding that wild pitch from getting past him. 2-1, the count to Chappie.
You would certainly put the color in color commentary.
That one outside on Chappie as he's able to lay off it and goes to a 3-1 count. Again, Coach Muster telling him, look for your pitch, as he's got the count in his favor. Stolorski having his most pitches so far here in an inning, so he's struggling a little bit. And that one just across the knees to Chappie. So the count goes full with 1 out and the base is loaded. And Chappie takes a big cut, swinging. He'll go down on strikes for 2 outs. And up to bat, Garris Kohut.
Up to bat for the Cougars, number 9, Garris Kohut.
That's kind of close. Yeah.
Garris looks at strike 1 from Stolorski. 3 ducks out there on the pond for Garris. See if he can knock some in. Ball in the dirt. 1-1, the count. The catcher lets one of those go. We'll see how frisky Austin Gaston is about getting to the plate, but Garris takes a big cut. 1-2, the count to Garris. And ball 2, just a bit outside. 2-2, the count. Garris looking to be battling here. That one up around the shoulders and inside. Full count. 2 outs, what we dream of with the bases loaded. Garris with a real opportunity here. See if he can take advantage of it. Runners will be going on the pitch. And Stolorski steps off the mound and considers his options again. Ball in the dirt for ball 4. Garris trying to take the bat with him for self-defense purposes at first base. And that walks in Austin Gaston, and that will bring a meeting to the mound from Altoona with the bases loaded. Cougars trail 5-3, and Ryota Mogi up to bat. We got a new arm on the mound.
What's his name, Cronin?
AJ Bartalang is what
we're going. It's handwritten. It's hard to read. We'll go with Bartalang.
He's on the mound for the Lions. We'll ask the coach next inning.
That would be very smart.
Ryota.
Scoreboard because Bob's not here. It's 1-1.
What'd you say it was 1-1?
Ball low.
2-1.
2-1 the count to Ryota Mogi with 2 outs and bases loaded. Fouls that one back out of play. A little bit distracted by the Pens game, sorry. 5-0, let's go Pens. We're monitoring both games here. Ryota with a nice eye, looking outside. The count goes full. Full count and 2 outs to Mogi. Looks to get Lions out of trouble. And ball 4 will walk in. Another run for the Cougars. So with 3 here so far this inning, and the bases still loaded. New pitcher up. Ben Crew up to bat for the Cougars. Bases loaded. And ball 1 high and outside to Crew. 1-0 the count.
So you cooked the hot dog first and then you wrap the bacon and just turn them off. Toothpicks to hold them on.
You know what? You normally.
Ball 2. 2-0 the count to Ben Crew. And the catcher's going to go out and have a word with him. As the Cougars have the Lions a little shook here in the 4th. We'll take a short break while they go to the mound. Crew looks out with a 2-0 count against him. Just a bit outside for ball 3. 3-0 the count. So Bartalang faces a 3-0 count against Crew. See if Coach Mustard tells him to hold off. And he walks him on 4 straight pitches. And that'll tie the game for Kiski. 5-5 here in the 4th. Bases loaded. And Corbin Kohut at the plate. Coach, for Altoona is going to take a visit to the mound. We'll be back in just a moment. It's a Harder or Hartman. Hartman's the kid's name. Corona. Hartman is the kid's name. Okay. No, because I said I had the mic on. I said Bob's not here. Scoreboard. And and I didn't turn my mic off, so she heard me say that. Yeah. We're going to have a pitching change. It's going to be Hartman, Matt Hartman, coming to, and he missed. Number 17 on the field now at shortstop, Marcus Day, and it's short. And let me see what else. I'm sure the other changes. Bogey's running. So 2 will score off the hit of Corbin Kohut. And Coach Muster had the brakes on for Mogi. He ran right through him. And the Cougars take a 7-5 lead with runners at the corners. Austin Gaston up to bat. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. So coming into the inning, Cougars trailed 5-1. Now put 6 up on the board after 2 pitching changes. Altoona throwing all they've got at them. Gaston puts it at the shortstop. Should be a routine play for him. And that'll end the inning. Not before the Cougars tear into the Lions for 6. And we'll be back with the start of the 5th. Let's see what the Lions can bounce back with. So to start off the 5th, we've got Jake Hunter, the catcher, in for Altoona with Nate Manko back on the mound. Ball 1 to Hunter. Ball 2. Floated in by Manco. And that one hits him with the knuckleball. A little cold to throw a knuckleball here tonight, but
What the heck is going on over there? You got a fence behind you and everything.
Up next for the Mountain Lions,
Manco
Brayton Birchfield.
will go back to the mound after plunking number 16, Jake Hunter. They put in a courtesy runner. Manco checks the runner at first.
How you doing over there? Living life. Sleep.
Ball 1. The first to Birchfield. No outs and a runner on first base. Runner goes. It's a good pitch to run on. Crew throws it into the outfield. He's going to take off for third. Mogi not able to get a throw off as the pinch runner number 2 stands at third. It's a tough pitch to get off. It was an off-speed pitch from Manco as the runner went, but a errant throw from Crew advances the runner to third base.
Who's on the turn-in?
It's 0-2. Wait, it's 0-2.
This one's out to left field. We're going to lose it. It drops in front of Griffin. And standing at second is Birchfield as the runner scores, making it 7-6. So the Lions respond to the Cougars' big inning.
Next up for Altoona, number 17, Marcus Day.
Marcus Day will come to bat.
For each new player, there's a
And Nate Manco's going to
mess up and interact.
come off the mound for the night.
We're good.
And I believe Zach Hegedus is going to come onto the mound for the Cougars. Nope, Hegedus is going to go to right field. Which will send Joey Chappie to left. And Griffin Donahue will come on from left field to pitch here in the top of the fifth. So we'll take a short break while he warms up, and we'll get back to it in just a moment. They're on the power play again. And we're back with Griffin Donahue on the mound. There's a runner on second, no outs, and Day at bat for Altoona. Ball in the dirt from Griff. 1-0 the count. Runner on second, and the Lions already adding to their total, cutting into the Cougar lead, now trailing by 1 to Kiski. A dribbler to Griff. Gets it to Gaston for the first out. Runner will advance to third base. Top of the order. No, it's not. Bottom of the order.
Up next for Altoona, we have number 5, Cody Becker.
Number 9 hitter. Looks at strike one. 0-1 the count. And ball one. 1-1 the count to number 5. And an awkward one from Crew. Didn't see that one clearly. Kind of caught him, like almost handcuffed him. And ball goes out of play to score the the second run of the inning for Altoona as the runner scores from third. So we have a tie ball game, 7-7. You have to like edit. I remember that happened with Mary Grace, and it was like edit, and then you had to hit something like what you wanted to edit. Maybe I don't know. It was like edit and then menu, and then you punch the number that you want, and then you hit enter, and it fixed it. But no, that's not what you want. Clear. There you go. Yeah, move the arrow. Yep. No, that's not doing it. Because you need to get it over here to where the guest is somehow. I don't know. You gotta hit edit. Is it in edit still? Edit and select the item. I don't know unless you hit it in the home, like edit and runs. Like maybe you have to work off the home side only. Yeah. So heading into the bottom of the 5th, it's going to be Caleb Leachock at the plate for Kiski with Hartman on the mound. And the Cougars trail 8-7. Able to get out of that last inning. But not before giving up 3 runs, and the Lions take back the lead. And strike one to Ben Crew. Count 3-1. Or excuse me, to Lee Chalk. 3-1 the count to Caleb. Looks off, ball 4, and that'll put Kiski's leadoff runner on first base with Griffin Donahue, the pitcher, coming to bat. Quick pick off to first. Nothing there against Lee Chalk. Griffin at bat, waiting on his first pitch from Hartman. Delivers it for a strike one. 0-1 the count to Griff. We'll see how aggressive Coach Muster is on the base pads. Can't imagine he would be that aggressive this early, but
Is it just like, does the first one run and then you throw that on, or does it stay?
Griffin looking for time, doesn't get it. We'll look at strike two. 0-2 the count to Griffin.
Does it come with it like that, or do you have to buy that?
Chases it. Runner goes. He's safe at second, and he's safe. He's not safe at first. Excuse me. He's out at first. Griffin not able to run because there was a runner at first base. But nice piece of base running from Caleb. That'll give one out here in the bottom of the fifth. With a runner on second and at bat, Thomas Sally. That one put out of play. Back behind the concession stand. Ball in the dirt. Blocked by Hunter. 1-1 the count to Sally. Strike two low across the knees of Thomas Sally. 1-2 the count. Caleb Lee Chalk stands at second in scoring position. He would be the tying run. Hartman decides to step off the rubber. Another ball in the dirt. Nice stop by the catcher. Keeps Lee Chalk at second. 2-2. The count to Sally. Put in play by Sally to the third. He's safe at first as the first baseman not able to make the scoop. Nice play by the third baseman. just a little bit low on the throw. We'll put runners at the corners and at the plate. Joey Chappie with 1 out. Strike 1 to Chappie. 0-1 the count. Leachock standing at third. Sally now on first. And Chappie with an opportunity for some RBIs. Checks it. They cut it off. So Sally will advance to second. Runner at second, third. Chappie with a 1-1 against him.
Come on, Joe.
One and two on that breaking ball.
Come on. 2 runs.
Hartman rethinks a second. See if Chappie can put it in play. And he swings through it for a strikeout and the second out of the inning. Now at bat, Garris Kohut with 2 outs and runners on second and third. Those are big runs sitting out there. Garris looks at strike 1. 0-1 the count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Ball 1 low. 1-1 the count to Garris. Takes a big cut at strike 2, 1-2 the count. Love to get those runs in here. Puts it in play. They're playing shallow. There's going to be a play at the plate. And Sally's safe as Garris knocks in another 2 and gives the Cougars a 9-8 lead. An aggressive play call from Coach Musser as the left fielder was playing very shallow. But the catcher not able to field it cleanly. And Sally slides in under the tag. So with 2 outs, runner on first, Garris Kohut, and Ryota Mogi steps in with a fresh count. Check back to first base. Mogi able to lay off that check swing, or hold his check swing. For ball 1. 1-0 the count to Mogi. Kohut takes his lead at first. And strike 1, a 1-1 call against Mogi.
was freezing that. I mean, if you go there specifically for that, you might be
Garris running. Nice throw, and they got him at second base. Nice play by the catcher to throw out Garris at second. Not before the Cougars add 2 more to their run total and take over the lead outright 9-8 as we head into the top of the 6th. And Griffin Donahue will head back out to the mound. Oh, 1 the count in the top of this. Drops the ball. No, we're having some problems with the stream here tonight. We will upload the full game in its entirety over the next day or 2 without interruptions or any kind of lags or breaks. Thanks for sticking with us as we've got a close one here this evening. Count. I think the count's 3-1. Put in play up the middle by Young. Base hit single off of Mogi out in the outfield. He's able to knock it down and keep the runner at first base. So a leadoff single by Young.
Next up, for the Mountain Lions, number 13, John Corey.
Cleanup hitter at bat number 13. Ball in the dirt, in the backstop. Ben Cruz got a race for it. And Young thinks about going to third, but holds up at second on the pass ball. Want to know the count? Strike 1 called. 1-1 the count now to number 13 with a runner in scoring position at second. Breaking ball has him backing out of the box, but it drops in for a strike. 1-2 the count. Runner goes. Crew throws it to third. Sally keeps it from going into the outfield as Young takes the bag. Count goes to 2-2. Dribbler down the third base line. Count will stay at 2-2 as Young stands on third base with no outs. And he drops in. Strike three call for Griffin Donahue. 1 out now. Sinisi now up to bat for the Mountain Lions. Ball one up across the eyes. Ball two in the same spot. 2-0 the count with 1 out and a runner on third base for Griffin Donahue. Facing the third baseman of the Altoona. And a breaking ball drops in for a 2-1 count. That one fouled out of play for strike two. 2-2 the count to Sinisi. Young still stranded at third. And ball three for a full count. And ball four. Griffin tries the off speed. Misses outside. Runners now on the corners with 1 out. Jake Hunter steps up to plate. The catcher. Hunter shows bunt at the plate. Runner goes. They let him have it. So the runners move to second and third. And Hunter takes a strike one call for an 0-1 count with 1 out and runners at second and third. Griffin Donahue from the stretch. Had Hunter held sideline. Again, late this game. Gaston has to take the out at first, so that'll tie the ball game on the RBI. Sacrifice for Hunter. Wouldn't call it a sacrifice necessarily. I guess in the infield, ground out. Regardless, scores the tying run as Sinisi moves over to third base and Birchfield steps into the box. 2 outs. Griff looking to get out of the inning. Drops in a off-speed pitch for strike one. 0-1 the count. Starting to get a lot colder out here. See Birchfield blowing on his hands, so. And he looks at strike two. 0-2 the count. Griff ahead in the count. He's got the full arsenal of his pitches here to choose from. See if he can get Birchfield. Gets out away from Gets away from Crew, and Sinisi able to sneak in at the plate under the tag of Griffin Donahue. So Altoona takes the lead here in the top of the 6th with a 1-2 count against Birchfield. Base is now empty, so Griffin can focus on the batter. Put into
And King. And with 2 outs,
Altoona
this day
for the Mountain Lions with a clear count and a runner on first. Griffin checks Birchfield at first.
Dormant trees that aren't moving whatsoever.
Yeah.
No clouds in the background.
Runner goes. Crew takes the throw. And not able to get Birchfield out at second. Six. 6-0 for the Pens if you're trying to watch both games. Count is 2-0 to Marcus Day.
They gotta let Philadelphia win up.
And runner takes the third as Crew wasn't able to find it.
Did you see him go like this?
At his feet. Needed a little bit of help from his bench and his pitcher on where that one was located.
That's calling your teammates out like, why ain't you telling me?
And Griff drops in a strike.
What the hell?
Day bloops this.
So flip-flop.
The Cougars now trail again 10-9, heading into the bottom of the 6th as the Mountain Lions have 10 and the Kiski Cougars 9. Oh, that one hit the umpire.
on it. We have to take a break on that one. Ball in the dirt for Ryota to start the 6th. Ball 1, yeah, it hit the umpire. Bounce off the plate. Didn't hurt his feelings too much as he and Ryota Mogi leading off for. He leaves on the bunt. Hartman's going to have to make it do or die. And he tries to slide into first base. Nice play by Hartman under pressure to get over there cleanly. The catcher steps up.
Hartman reaches back and fires a rocket for strike 1.
My wife was taking a screenshot of it and sent it to me and say, look at this is ridiculous. But I'm like, you gotta quit doing that because people are gonna think, oh, you know what I mean?
This one poked out to left. They're going to collide. Cruz stands at second off of the miscommunication between the left fielder and the shortstop, Day. So that gives the Cougars a little bit of life here with one out. And Corbin Kohut, the number 3 hitter. 7-0 Pens. As Corbin looks at strike one. That one in the dirt. Cruz going to take a run at it. 2-1 the count to Corbin Kohut.
Halfway through the first period.
See if Kohut can knock in Crew here. Big cut. Counts 2-2. One out as Hartman delivers. Kohut puts that one down the first base line. Not enough for Ben Crew to get running. So he'll stay at third with 2 outs.
Up next for your Kiski Cougars.
And Austin Gaston, the cleanup hitter, will come to bat with a runner in scoring position. And the Cougars trailing by 1. Gaston puts it in play. It's at the shortstop, Day. And he makes the throw cleanly. And the Cougars leave one stranded here in the bottom of the 6th. So heading into the top of the 7th, they've got to do some good work defensively and then wake the bats up in the bottom of the 7th. And we're back for the start of the 7th. We've got a close one here. See if the Cougars can hold off the Lions defensively. As Griff puts ball 1 of the inning into the dirt for a 1-0 count against number 5, the bottom of the order. Griff's facing 9-1-2 as he delivers strike 1, 1-1 the count. Strike 2, 1-2 the count.
Sometimes he's a jackass.
Oh, he definitely is. He definitely is.
He's entertaining.
And strike 3 from Griffin. That's what the Cougars need here in the top of the 7th. As Altoona heads back to the top of their order. Kravitz, the leadoff batter. Drops that first one into the dirt. 1-0 count. It's been back and forth here between the Cougars. Altoona had a big lead, and were able to hold it until about the middle innings, and Kiski able to find some fire and take the lead, and it's been back and forth ever since. 2-0 the count now to Kravitz. Ball 3 up high. 3-0 the count from Griffin to Kravitz. Strike 1, 3-1. Kravitz looking for his pitch here with 1 out and no runners on. Drops that breaking ball in there. So Griffin battles back from a 3-0 count to make it a full count against the number 1 hitter. Gets him chasing. It's going to be a race to first. And Crew not able to throw out Kravitz at first after the strikeout. Nice pitch by Griffin. Just bounced it on Crew. Had to get race out for it. And Hartman, the pitcher, comes to bat with a runner on first and 1 out. Checks. Kravitz at first. Checks in at first.
Oh, yeah. They show no mercy.
They've been testing the runner all night, or testing the catcher, Crew all night, running on him. We'll see how aggressive coach is here. Shows bunt. Crew scoops up the ball and keeps the runner at first. 1-0 the count to Hartman. Shows bunt. Pass ball. Runner's thinking about going to third. 2-0 the count. Runner advances to second on the pass ball. And a 3-0 account. Kohut Twins visit the mound, trying to calm Griffin down. And it works as he delivers strike one. 3-1 with one out and a runner at second. Strike two drops it in. So again, two batters in a row. Griffin battles back from a 3-0 count to make it a full count. It's not the way you want to get through an inning, but it works. Runner goes. Hartman fouls it off.
It hits him when he's in play. Isn't he out? I thought so.
Full count still against Hartman as the runner went trying to take third. He's running again. Put in play. That'll score. That'll score Kravitz from second and make it 9 for Kiski and 11 for Altoona as Coach Colella comes to the mound to talk to Griffin. They scored 5 in every game that they played in this season. I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah, no, it was 5 goals every game. I think they played 4 times. Did they? So situationally, we've got one out, a runner on first, and Young at the bat for Altoona. Runner goes as Hartman got a clean jump on the pitch and able to slide into second safely with a 1-0 count to Young. It's at his feet on the 2-0 pitch. It's off the handle. It's not going to go as deep as it should have. Chappie rifles it in to the plate, and Young stands on second. So with one out, runners in second and third, and the cleanup hitter up to bat. That was a tough one. Chappie was playing deep, so it dropped into left field. And fouled out of play down the third base line for an 0-1 count. Cordy looks off. Ball one up high, 1-1 the count. Ball two up high across the eyes, 2-1 count. Cordy looking for his pitch. Has runners in scoring position. He puts a fly ball up there. It's a good chance for a sacrifice to score Hartman from third. Ball one outside. One 0 count with one out and a runner on first. Ball one, or excuse me, ball two, down low for a 2-0 count. Breaking ball looked good, but inside for a 3-0 count from Griffin. And ball four will put runners at first and second. And Jake Hunter, the catcher, comes to bat.
A little dicey there.
Ball one up high to Hunter.
Apparently they've never heard of Michael Hunt.
And ball two, 2-0 count to Hunter. Griffin throwing a lot of pitches this inning as it gets colder and the lips, the teeth, and the tip of the tongue gets harder to say out here. As I begin to stutter for strike one, 2-1 the count. And sends one high for a 3-1 count. And ball four. Walks, base loaded. Coach Muster's going to come out to the mound and have a conference, so we'll be right back. Okay, so after a pitching change, Zach Hegedus into the game, facing a tough task with the bases loaded and 1 out, trying to get the Cougars out of trouble. Inside on number 11. Able to dive out of the way is Birchfield. And ball 2 from Zach. Up high, 2-0 the count to Birchfield.
He should have done it already. Hit the ball.
And strike 1 to Birchfield. 2-1 count from Hegedus. 1 out, and the base is loaded. Put in play. And the ump calls out the runner at second. That'll put another run in, though, for Altoona, as the ball was bobbled as Corbin was pulling it out of his glove. So the out counts, and runners will be at the corners with 2 outs, and Brandon Day up for the Mountain Lions. Marcus Day, not Brandon Day. Marcus Day. It's late, guys. Marcus Day up to bat. I don't even think they have anybody named Brandon on their team. That's all right. There's a Braden. Close enough. Throws that one behind Day, who's able to get out of the way of it.
Look, I'm your goose.
Ball 2 for Hegedus to Day. 2-0 the count with 2 outs. I'm informed that there is a rain of some sort starting to fall. It's cold enough, I know that.
2-1 count from Hegedus today. Cougars just looking to get out of this inning and get their chance at bat. Ball feeds but outside. Oh. 3-1 count. And inside, Hegedus walks the base. The number 9 hitter comes at the bat. If he gets it, Hegedus takes a long look. Another Altoona line, making it 59 here in the 7th. So things have really gotten away from the Cougars here late, as they've given up 5 runs in this inning. However, Cougars had a 5-run inning of their own earlier in the game, so the firepower there to pull them back in if you get out of the inning. Runners at second and third on the pass ball, and a 2-0 count.
And that one gets past Crew as well. And that'll add another run, making it 16-9 and a 3-0 count.
I mean, I'm all for it.
And a strike called. So the count goes 3-1
against the number 9 hitter for Altoona. Runner on third base. And outside, that'll walk number 5 to first base. So the runners on the corners. And the leadoff hitter, number 3, Kravitz, back up to bat for Altoona. Ball 1 in the dirt. Crew able to block that one. 1-0 the count. Strike 1, 1-1 to Kravitz with 2 outs. There's a ball high and outside. 2-1 count to Kravitz. And ball 3 outside. So a 3-1 count.
Even though he was a Mac club.
So I was in that.
From the Godzilla series.
Strike 2, full count. Runner goes on the full count. And the ball's in the dirt, so the bases will be loaded as the pitcher Hartman comes to bat.
Number 4, Matt Hartman. Up next for Altoona.
Just play catch.
Two outs, bases loaded. Hegedus delivers. Ball 1 high.
put in play. And Sally able to get the fielder's choice at third to end the inning.
Not before the Lions score 6 runs in the top of the 7th. So with a mountain to climb, the Cougars come to bat in the bottom of the 7th. Leachock puts it in play. It's at the
Shortstop. He might have a chance to leg this out. And he does.
So the Cougars with a leadoff single from Caleb Leachock have a little bit of life here in the bottom of the 7th. Leachock singles on first, now at bat. Number 6, Griffin Donahue. Number 6, Donahue at bat. The pitcher, see if he can help himself out here in the bottom of the 7th. Take strike 1 for an 0-1 count. Coach will have him swinging, being aggressive here in the 7th. Fouls that one back into the backstop for an 0-2 count. So that'll be a
Let's go, Griffin.
battle situation for Griffin. He's got to put it in play or fight him off here.
And it's terrible outside. It is snowing and raining. Holy yeah.
Able to lay off that breaking ball low.
Ross is Friday against Shady Side.
1-2 the count.
That's the game I'm most excited to announce.
Griffin chases it. Runner advances to second on the strikeout. Hunter not able to find it at his feet and get a throw off. Griffin strikes out. So first base empty. Runner at second. And Thomas Sally up to bat with 1 out. Strike 1 to Sally. Strike 2 across the knees. 0-2 count. Hartman looking to close things out quickly here in the 7th. Cougars with their last chance here in the bottom of the 7th. 2 outs remaining. It's a blooper to third. Not able to field it cleanly is the third baseman. And so Sally will make it to first base for runners on the corners. See what Joey Chappie can do here. He's had 2 strikeouts here at his last 2 at-bats. Cougars need him to come up big here with 1 out and runners on the corners. Decide to check Sally at first. Outfield's playing incredibly short for this field. Anything into the gap is definitely going to be multiple bases. See what Chappie can do here. 0-1 the count to him.
That was a strike, right?
It's down the first base line. And they get it to Hartman. Not before Chappie drives in a run for the Kiski Cougars. And they'll trail 16-10 with Garris Cohet coming up to bat. And a runner standing on second with 2 outs. Garris having some impact on the game here tonight with several RBIs. Had a big hit last time he was up. See if he can do it again, driving in the run. Looks at strike 1.
Started before 7, like 6:50. You guys were like, nah, they're middle.
Appreciate the dedicated fans sticking with us here as we enter or end hour 3. Kohut fouls that one back. So with an 0-2 count and 2 outs, see what Garris does. We'll be in action again this Saturday with a doubleheader as the Cougars will be home That one's flat out to right field. And that'll end the ball game as the Kiski Cougars fall the Altoona Mountain Lions 16-10. Join us Friday night as the Kiski lacrosse team will take on Shadyside Academy. And then join us again for a doubleheader on Saturday. Not sure who it's against, but we have a doubleheader Saturday evening starting at 4 o'clock. So join us on our YouTube channel and kiski.org/gameday. Have a great night. Let's go Pens.